Woodward Sports Network presents a sports show that's more than just sports. Welcome to The Bottom Line with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermani. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
Holy freaking Toledo. It is 2 p.m. Thank you. I got my AM and PM mixed up, Braylon, but we are not mixed up today. Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. An incredible day so far of NFL breaking news. Ermani and Edwards, the Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermani, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Hey, the hell with me and Matt. Start the show. It's a lot of stuff going on. Let's get it rolling.
Are you ready for this?
I'm
okay,
ready.
So here we go. Number one, Pat McAfee reporting that Aaron Rodgers is headed back to the Packers. And whatever number you're seeing, now there are reports out there that this is a 4-year, $200 million deal. McAfee is saying that is dead wrong. That is dead wrong. We can examine that. Hold your horses. Real quick. Mike Williams, who was potentially a Lions target at wide receiver in the free agency market, re-signs with the Chargers, 3 years, $60 million. And, oh, by the way, a blockbuster trade in the NFL. Russell Wilson has been dealt to the Denver Broncos. Not disclosed were the terms of that deal. Massive haul, though, according to Tom Pelissero and Adam Schefter. Multiple first-round picks. Drew Lock, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, is among the players that will go back to Seattle. Braylon, the Denver Broncos have used 11 different starting quarterbacks since Peyton Manning retired prior to the 2016 season. So Russ finds a home. There's breaking news all over the place today.
Man, it's all over the board, man. Congratulations to Russ. I think this is good for him. You want to see him, while he's still in his prime. Like you said, you made a great comment last week. I think you said Russell Wilson is still at the prime, but now at the prime.
He's at the end of his prime. Yep.
You said it worked real good. It's good to see him be on a team now that is in contention. Now he goes there. Now he's still in the fourth. He's still in the fourth place.
Right. Where did he go? He went from
fourth place in the NFC West to fourth place in the AFC West. But great team. Young guys on that team. Chubb, the linebacker. Surtain is really good cornerback. Simmons at safety. The two running backs, Davante, Melvin Gordon was good last year. Kind of saw flashes of Wisconsin. This is a good team, man. This is a good quarterback. This is a guy that hasn't had any leg injuries, any shoulder injuries. This guy is still ready to play some ball. It's going to be a fun season.
For an incredibly huge NFL fan, as Tom Mazaway is, he's sitting there looking at his phone.
Salivating.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's over there salivating.
What do you got on the phone there, Tom?
Give me more.
It's the ticker. It's a free agent ticker.
Wow. Here are the sports seasons. NFL offseason, college football, everything else. That's it.
Seriously.
He goes to the Broncos. The Broncos obviously were going after Aaron Rodgers. It was down to a 2-horse race.
Yep.
He stays with the Packers. What do they do? Nice backup plan. Russell Wilson, finger injury last year. Remember he injured on that Thursday night game. Hit a helmet.
Against
this guy's, he's got a lot of tread on his tires yet. How about Denver? They go get Peyton Manning, they win a Super Bowl. Now they're going to try to tap into Russell Wilson, the guy that put up 48 points against him in the Super Bowl in New Jersey. Now he's a Denver Bronco.
Look, Braylon, you and I can sit here and talk about how Russell Wilson just went from the fourth best team in the NFC West to the fourth best team in the AFC West. However, you more than anybody perhaps knows what a change of scenery does for you. Russell Wilson, still an elite quarterback in the NFL, and now you get that fire, that burn that gets in your belly of moving to a new spot, having new challenges, being excited. When you are in one spot way too long, and things were heading way south in Seattle, you can't help but kind of go down like that. But when you get reinvigorated with this new sense of life, and by the way, the Denver Broncos are a pretty darn good football team. They remind me a lot of the Detroit Lions, what they're trying to do. Build up every area of their team and then go get a quarterback when the time is right. That's what Denver's doing. look out for Denver in that division. There's something about this marriage between Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos that are pretty lethal, in my opinion.
Who coached them last year? Who coached them?
Oh, the Denver Broncos?
Yeah.
Vic
Remember?
Fangio.
Yeah. How pissed is he? What did he say last year?
Can I come back?
Yeah.
Can I come back?
He said,
we're missing a quarterback.
Yeah.
We don't have an elite.
Right.
You do now.
Well,
so
it was after the I'm sorry, Braylon. It was after the Kansas City game. And they said, how do you keep up in this division? And he was like, you get a quarterback like that.
Yeah, no, to your point, I would say Denver Broncos are they're a couple years ahead of the Detroit Lions, but definitely understand where you got with that. They've always drafted well. Denver Broncos have always done a good job of bringing in young talent. Hamler, who's injured, Hamler was a good draft pick. You got Judy last year's a good back. Javante. Then you have Patrick Surtain in second. They draft well. They just don't bring in good free agents. That's one thing they haven't done well. They haven't bring in good free agents, and they've gotten rid of players such as Von Miller, such as the cornerback Chris Harris. They get rid of these guys. They bring in Russell Wilson, one of the most established quarterbacks in the 10-year period in NFL history. He brings in a type of experience. He's a Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl caliber player. He is ready right now. It instantly changes the landscape of the Denver Broncos. Like you said, we were just joking about them being fourth place in the AFC West. Yeah. But when you have him, man, Derek Carr, there are no short things with the Raiders. There are no short things with the Chargers. Only the Chiefs. Man, that Broncos team could already be number 2 in that division heading into the season.
Did you see Von Miller's Instagram yesterday?
No.
Can I have my number back?
Can I have my locker back and my jersey? He put himself out there with Bronco jerseys yesterday. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams. I would not doubt he doesn't go back to Denver.
Well, he
somehow.
probably wants to see his team, his teammates play well, different AFC, NFC. So, right. I mean, I think he could root for them. And I think Matt Stafford would root for the Lions, too. I mean, you're talking about two players who gave their entire professional careers to their individual franchises. And in return, those franchises dealt both players to L.A., and ultimately it worked out.
Can I say something about wide receivers?
Oh, man, please do.
Mike Williams gets $20 million, and Davante Adams is going to make less than him?
15.6.
Come on,
so
man. They got to rip that deal up.
They have to rip that. They have to change the way they tag players because it's just unfair. You mean to tell me Aaron Rodgers, who's been there with the Green Bay Packers now 17 years coming into this season, this will be his 17th season, I do believe. He's had, 4 or 5 cracks at the apple, bites at the apple. For those out there, it means new deals. He's had 4, 5 new deals. Davante Adams had 2. Davante Adams is a $28 million receiver. And you mean to tell me I can just tell him, we'll give you 15.6.
$18.4 million.
That ain't
2022. Nope.
You mean to tell me I'm worth $28 million, but you are going to give me 18? They got to do something about the franchise and stuff.
I got a hunch because the numbers that people are saying, Pat McAfee's saying the numbers aren't right on Aaron Rodgers' deal. I got a hunch he's going to be backing off those numbers a little, and they're going to pay Davante Adams.
Well, we can talk about that right now if you want, because the news today came out that Aaron Rodgers is not only going back to the Packers, but here, Ian Rappaport, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it right here. The Packers and MVP quarterback Aaron Rodgers have agreed to a 4-year, $200 million deal that makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. He gets a whopping $153 million guaranteed, and his cap number goes down. A monstrous commitment for Green Bay for years to come. Now, Pat McAfee, who we all know has a great relationship with Aaron Rodgers. Much of Aaron Rodgers' news is broken by Pat McAfee. He said that is absolutely false. And if you're Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, it's just not good business to sit there and make $153 million guaranteed while your best target, your number one target, Davante Adams, is sitting there making a measly $18 million. And I said that word, measly, right before $18 million. This is not regular life, okay? This is not regular 9 to 5 numbers here. Davante Adams should be, if they tag him before 4 p.m. today, there should be no person in the NFL, not even Calvin Ridley, more pissed than Davante Adams, period.
Yeah, and then we talked about it before we got on the show. It was very interesting that Adam Schefter, he never tweeted anything after that deal came on, after it was reported by Ian Rappaport. He didn't tweet anything about the deal. He didn't tweet anything about the numbers. The only thing that he did was retweet Pat McAfee, so I thought that was very interesting. Aaron Rodgers has a very unique opportunity right here, man, as you talked about it. He has a very unique opportunity to gain some friends, to gain some people on his side, fans, teammates, etc. Right now is your opportunity to restructure that deal. You see they announced that, right? $50 million, fake news. This is your time to come back. Davante Adams gets paid, you get paid, but your number is a lot lower than that. Then people will look and say, you know what? He wants to win. You know what? He actually believes in Davante. He believes in his team. What he said in that Monday tweet, it was a real deal. He has an opportunity to win with the fans and Davante Adams.
By the time he's done with his career, if that's the true deal, he makes $500 million in his career.
Yeah.
Over.
Came at the right time. And again, before we
One of the best ever.
Again, before we won Super Bowl, before we
Still.
before we, go all in on this Davante Adams, I just want to make it very clear he has not been tagged yet. That is the expectation.
Right.
However, if something happens here, I just don't know how Green Bay signs him to a long-term deal, how they sign Davante Adams to a 4-year
Fake
deal.
money.
I just don't know
This cap is
how they
fake.
do that. I mean,
Aaron's going to have to pay.
Braylon, if the cap is $208 million in the fiscal year for 2022, and one player on your team makes $50 million, and again, this is a number that Pat McAfee is saying is false, but even if it's not 50, maybe it's 40, maybe it's 45, whatever the case may be, that's still 20 to 25% of your cap. How do you sign Davante Adams to something similar to that? Much deserving for him as well.
Yeah, definitely. Davante Adams is putting his own line. The last 5 years, he's made the Pro Bowl. The last 3 years, he's been All-Pro. This is a guy you got to get paid. He's the best wide receiver in the NFL. He scores touchdowns, and he's always reliable. The things that Aaron Rodgers has done, why do you think he's MVP? Because of Davante Adams, 2 years in a row. So, got to get him paid, but this is going to be interesting. I also look at Aaron Rodgers, and, back-to-back MVPs, the man balls every year. You look at the guys that are making the most money right now. Josh Allen's $43 million. He doesn't have any Super Bowl wins. Patrick Mahomes has one win. So does Aaron Rodgers. So he needs to get paid.
Matt Stafford going to get that money too, by the way.
So he needs to get paid, but also find a way where Davante Adams can get some of that coin as well. Because if not, if I can't get some money, I'm going out to with my boy Derek Carr and the Raiders if I'm Davante Adams.
Where's Jordan Love going to go? I don't see him staying in Green Bay.
I don't know. Everybody's looking for a quarterback, though. No, it's a Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a Jimmy Garoppolo.
He's cheap, though.
It's a Jimmy Garoppolo situation, right? I mean, the Patriots drafted Jimmy Garoppolo to essentially replace Tom Brady. They realize that's not going to happen, so you trade Jimmy G. No difference from Jordan Love. We'll see what they can get for him, no doubt. But it is
Would you take him here?
No, I don't think Jordan Love is any good at all.
No.
I don't think Jordan Love will get you anything better than a 5th, 6th round pick.
Remember the Falcons when they drafted Brett Favre?
I understand.
1 year later, he's gone.
I understand. Guys, it is trickling out now what, in fact, Seattle is getting in return for trading away Russell Wilson to the Broncos. We'll get that to you as well. Lots of breaking news, plus the Lions re-signed a wide receiver today as well. Plenty of breaking NFL news on this edition of Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down.
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires. Hits.
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans. Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over. Anything can happen in March.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey gang, I want to tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet, located in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. Y'all heard that Corvette is coming out. The 2023 Corvette Z06. How about 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds?
Ooh.
And, you know, I
Sound like
think
the Broncos.
absolutely. So many people now worried about, well, if I trade my car in, am I going to be able to get a car? Inventory still the number one issue for so many dealerships and the number one issue for so many people out there worried about if you can get a car in return. Absolutely. You want to plan for it, get to a sales associate at Les Stanford Chevrolet. That's right, LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. They're going to take care of all of your concerns, all of your needs. They have the car for you. My mom just got a car from Les Stanford
What's mom
yesterday.
rolling in?
Mom's rolling in a Malibu.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice.
Absolutely. Malibu. Hell yeah. You know, she
There
likes
we
those
go.
little cars.
There we go.
Look, gas prices are crazy.
Hey.
Wanted something a little bit smaller.
Smart.
Sedan. So there you go.
Cost-effective.
CorvetteKing.com if you want a Corvette. LesStanford.com if you want a Chevy or a Cadillac. How about it? LesStanford.com.
Fine. Blue roads.
That's right.
Find it.
All right, Matt, so I want to come to you with this. Armani and Edwards, bottom line. Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazway. We've got Sam Reynolds, Alex Mayer in the house as well. Major breaking news today. If you're just joining us, Russell Wilson traded to the Denver Broncos today. Maz, you do have the haul that Seattle gets back.
Alan Bell of CBS Sportsline reports 2 first-round picks. Doesn't tell you what years. 2 seconds. A 5th. Drew Lock. Noah Fant. All-pro tight end. And a journeyman, Shelby Harris. Seahawks. Broncos get Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. So 2 1s, 2 2s, a 5, Drew Lock, and Noah Fant.
That's how you get good quickly, right? That's how you get good quickly. And the Seattle Seahawks know and realize they're not going anywhere in the NFC West Division with the Super Bowl champion LA Rams and then Arizona. Well, who knows about Arizona?
Right.
Things might go south there. And the Niners, the Brian Greasy quarterback-led Denver.
Russell Wilson,
Niners.
Russell Wilson used to own the Niners. You know how happy the 49ers brass is right now to get rid of him?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for the people out there wondering, like, oh, man, they gave all that. They gave 2 first, 2 seconds, a 5th, a 3rd to be named. Like Ryan said, that's how you get good fast. Look at Tampa. Tampa, get Tom Brady, not Tampa, excuse me, Matt Stafford. You give all this away to get Matt Stafford, they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Look how much money that brings in. Look how much revenue Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams made this year off that Super Bowl run. If you want to win the Super Bowl, one Super Bowl can change the tide of your franchise. Go all in. He's still young, like I said. No leg injuries, no lower body extremity injuries, no legs, no knees, nothing like that. No arms, no shoulders. 11-year in the NFL. He still has a lot of tread left on his side.
Jerry Jeudy has a smiley emoji now on his byline on Twitter. So,
And I think if you're
all-pro Jerry Jeudy now.
if you're Denver, you keep in mind Denver does have picks from the LA Rams in the Von Miller trade.
Right.
So that doesn't sound, even though they're giving up a ton of picks, it doesn't seem like they're giving up all of their picks.
They still have some in the cupboard.
Exactly. And that's how, if you're Denver, you kind of stay in the thick of things too. We have seen the LA Rams go all in and be successful. We have seen, to a lesser extent because he was a free agent, but Tom Brady. And Rob Gronkowski sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and win a Super Bowl. But we have seen these teams, specifically in the last 2 years, go all in a bit and win a Super Bowl. It did not work out for the Green Bay Packers last year, who went all in in terms of their cap, and it did not work out for them. But I think if you're a fan base of the LA Rams, if you're a fan of the Denver Broncos, let's start there. If you're a fan of the Denver Broncos, you're sitting there after lunch today feeling pretty darn good about the fact that your franchise is going all in to try to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs, with the Oakland Raiders, and with the LA Chargers.
Oh, Chargers. You know what? If you're a fan of the Denver Broncos right now, if you're sitting at work, soon as 156 hit and that deal was announced, you know what you were doing? you went on the NFL.com, you went on their shopping page, and you tried to find a Russell Wilson Denver Broncos jersey. You are ecstatic that he's coming there. The main thing that you want to have on your NFL team, you want to have a quarterback that you don't have to worry about. And that's the one thing you never want to have to worry about. Now that you have Russell Wilson, still young, this is only his 11th season in the NFL. Now you don't have to worry about that. It makes things smooth sailing from here on out.
You know, you do look at what Seattle's needs are now, and obviously quarterback is one of them. If you look at the top 9 picks, assuming, and I do believe that number 9 pick this year goes to the Seattle Seahawks. So Seattle needs a quarterback. Carolina needs a quarterback. Just a couple of teams within that top 9 that need a quarterback. Maybe you sit there and say, Tom Mazaway, hey, if you're the Lions at 2, you might want to start hyping up Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis. You know, I mean, it just might be worth the sell.
Hey, Giants, they're probably going to get a
Giants
quarterback.
Probably want a quarterback.
Not sure if they're going to go first pick with it because they still have Danny Dimes. The Jets are not going to do it. The Eagles, they could take a quarterback. You don't think Jalen Hurts is not locked in at number 1? There's a lot of teams that they can dangle the carrot in front of. About the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, there's a ton of teams out there still to dangle that carrot and do it. Not like the old regime when they signed the backup quarterback,
Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniel 4 days before the draft, and you knew they weren't taking Tua, Herbert, or anybody else.
You still like Danny Dimes? I mean, I haven't seen him throw a dime in a very long time. But
I like him. He needs help.
Guy looks lost out there.
New coaching staff. I'm hoping that they can get him straight. I do like him. I do.
Remains to be seen. I think we've seen enough, to be honest. I think the New York Giants
the
Giants fan base, I think you've seen enough of Daniel Jones to know that he's not the guy. But to your point, it's been injuries. They haven't had a good offensive line play hasn't been good for the Giants. And, you know, Galladay was out last year. Kadarius Toney was out last year. Sometimes Saquon Barkley was out. So maybe, but I don't like him.
Here you go. You ready? Houston at 3 needs a quarterback. The Giants, perhaps, need a quarterback at 5. Carolina needs a quarterback at 6. Atlanta, perhaps, needs a quarterback. Their quarterback's 37 years old, going through a rebuild. And then at 9, you have Denver that needs a quarterback. 11, Washington needs a quarterback. There's 6 teams in the top 11, Braylon, that need a quarterback at the top of that draft. And again, the Lions are in a position at 2 where you can surpass Houston's need at 3 if you believe Houston is in fact going to pick one of these guys. This is the time you absolutely have to sell the fact that you're taking a quarterback at number 2, or at least make people believe that you are.
Yeah, man, we've been talking about it, saying Brad Holmes has been very quiet. Even when he talks to the media, whether it was at the Senior Bowl, whether it was at the Pro Bowl, the Combine, talked but didn't give you much. I'm telling you, he's working on a deal. He's been behind the scenes. They left the Combine before it even started because they were working on something. They knew it was in the wind. I guarantee you Brad Holmes is working his magic. And that number 2 pick, I don't think the Lions will draft there. I'm probably 100% guaranteed they won't draft that too.
You know who changed the game, don't you? The L.A. Rams changed the game. Last year they went all in. Matthew Stafford put all their chips on the table. Other teams, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think
picks.
Yeah, and I do think that Tampa as well. You can look them up because it was,
if you win a Super Bowl.
Exactly, it was Tampa Bay, right? I mean, I know they didn't trade and everything like that. Tom Brady was a free agent.
Excellent
Rob Gronkowski was a free agent. Right. But you saw what a quarterback could do for your franchise. It doesn't take 2-3 years anymore to compete. It doesn't take 2 years of OTAs and training camps and everything to get the cohesion that you need to win a Super Bowl. It takes 6 months if you get that right quarterback to win a Super Bowl. 6 beautiful months. That's it.
When you're great, like certain players are great, some players are good, some players just exist. Russell Wilson's one of those great players. Look what just happened in the NBA. James Harden goes from the New Jersey Nets.
I told you, by the way, on that.
The Brooklyn, we talked about it. Shout out to Nick Leach. Me and Nick Leach told Maz, literally, he goes from Brooklyn Nets, goes to the 76ers. Instantly, it works. They haven't had off-season. They haven't had summer workouts. When you're great, it works instantly. Tom Brady, great quarterback. It worked instantly down there. Same thing with Russell Wilson. He's that type of quarterback. When he gets there, watch Jerry Jeudy's year this year. Watch Jerry Jeudy's year this year. If Hamler's healthy, watch Hamler. Watch Davante. Watch Melvin Gordon be reinvigorated. Tell you,
Javonte
man.
Williams is going to be a hell of a back.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans are sitting there with one of the best teams in the NFL, and they don't have a quarterback to lead them to a Super Bowl. Still.
Fell apart.
There's still a couple of quarterbacks out there still.
Who? I want you to tell me who you think can go there to make that much of a
I don't
significant...
think they're done yet.
To make that much of a
Titans.
significant difference.
They got a good defense. They got to run. Like, anytime you have a really good defense and you have a running back, got a chance.
More on this, and then how does Aaron Rodgers returning to the Packers affect the Lions? I'll give you my take on that as well, and you might be surprised what I think about that. We'll have that for you next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Look at that sunshine out there, Detroit. You can get it every day if you'd like. You got to get the Chili Peppers Tanning. That's right. 26 locations and more on the way. I just passed their newest one on Woodward. Right past 12 Mile Road, right here on Woodward Avenue. It's chilipepperstanning.com. You'll find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club as well, because they will beat all competitors' deals by $5. chilipepperstanning.com. The hottest bowls, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters. chilipepperstanning.com.
I love that commercial.
The LeBron on LeBron.
The crypto commercial.
Yeah.
I just love the memes about the commercial. When he asked the question, he said, am I ready? Everybody said, you know what? He should have went back and told himself, don't pick up Westbrook.
Everybody in Edwards, the bottom line. Guys, talking about this Russell Wilson trade to Seattle. And again, from Seattle to Denver, Drew Lock does go to the Seattle Seahawks, but that does not mean that Seattle won't draft somebody at number 9 now. And again, if you look at this NFL draft, Houston at 3, the Giants at 5 perhaps, Carolina at 6, Atlanta at 8, Denver at 9, Washington at 11, you essentially have 6 teams in that top 11 that are in need of a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I implore the Detroit Lions to do whatever you have to do to at least make people believe you are going to take one of these quarterbacks there. Because if, let's say, the Atlanta Falcons or the Denver Broncos or the Washington Redskins fall in love with a Kenny Pickett, fall in love with a Malik Willis, well, they want to make sure they get above Houston at 3 to select the guy that they're in love with, the guy that they want them to lead their franchise with. And that team sitting at number 2 is the Detroit Lions. It's incumbent upon Brad Holmes to do everything he can to sell this pick.
I agree. He said something about it at the Senior Bowl. I wish he would go in a little more. I wish he would say more on the matters. Like you said, sell the idea that this is what we want to do. At the Senior Bowl, he said he was all about competition. He said he wants Jared Goff to be better, but he sees that Jared Goff can potentially be the guy for the Detroit Lions, but he's open to competition. Like that right there is how you start the conversation. He's open to competition. Now close the door. Hey, you know what? We think, we get a quarterback in there, push the conversation with Jared Goff. Like start pushing that conversation. Start leaking more and more and more, like you said, because then people will buy into the fact, I think the Lions might get this guy. We got to move up. So they got to make that the narrative for the Detroit Lions in the draft.
There's some quarterbacks out there, guys, still under contract. The one that sticks out to me, and I know he has the biggest hit on the salary cap, it's Matt Ryan. Falcons aren't going to go anywhere anymore. They're not going to win the Super Bowl anymore with this current team. There's got to be a way a team like the Tennessee Titans can get a guy like Matt Ryan.
He'd improve them greatly.
Improve them great. You're not going to win with Ryan Tannehill. And I'm just throwing names out there because this is like dream sequences. I don't know what fits and what doesn't fit. Carson Wentz is not going to be a Colt. He's going somewhere. Do you think he's got anything in him to lead a team like, say, Tennessee to a Super Bowl. I mean, the Colts are they were almost as good as Tennessee, and he failed there. Jared Goff, all of a sudden, is someone that I would look at if I'm a team that's maybe closing in on a playoff and a run. Jared Goff.
I don't think it's that ridiculous.
With Carson Wentz, I think Carson Wentz is an interesting situation. I think the Colts are going to release him. Frank Reich kind of alluded to it. He said he stuck his neck out to get Carson Wentz, and the season they had, and it was let down in moments. That kind of lets you know that they're going to release him and thinking about it heavily. I think the next team that gets him, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. We talked all last year early in the season talking about Jared Goff in terms of his mentality, in terms of, kind of getting the mojo back and refiguring out who you are and, getting back to the place that you were in the quarterback. You're a Super Bowl quarterback, MVP, quarterback guy. Same thing with him. He get the Philadelphia Eagles let him go. He gets to the Colts. The Colts let him go, and it kind of looks like it was his fault in both situations. He started to become a lesser and lesser of his rookie year in Philly, and now with the coach, Frank Reich comes out and says, I stuck my neck out for him, and then he kind of didn't do it at the end of the year. Now, where's his mental?
Yeah.
How about your guy, Jameis Winston?
I love Jameis Winston.
I love James. I
love
He's
Jameis
in his 20s
Winston.
still.
I love Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
But going back to the Goff thing, I don't think it's that crazy just because one thing we know about the NFL, teams are starving to get that quarterback right. Starving.
Carolina #1 on the starving meter.
Starving to get that quarterback. They tried Matthew Stafford. They're trying this offseason. The hell, they tried was the guy with the Jets, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
I mean, come on, man. You're if you're going out and getting Sam Darnold, what does that show you about your desperation for quarterback in the NFL? How many times can teams sign Ryan Fitzpatrick? No disrespect to Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he's a fine player. But that just goes to show you how desperate teams are to get that quarterback.
And you got a guy in Deshaun Watson still rotting away in Houston. Something's got to give here.
Yeah.
Can he? Let's just say he's cleared this year.
Okay.
Can he be what he was, or is he done?
It's going to take a second. It's hard to just jump back into a sport, any sport, football, especially a team sport, getting back into the rhythm, getting back on the field, but especially at the quarterback position. I literally was watching Mike Vick talk about this, I think last year at some point. He was talking about after, during his time when he got out, he became the Eagles quarterback.
Yeah.
He said it took him a long time to get back into the rhythm of
Got
things,
him going,
like relearning how to watch film, and breaking things down and learning your teammates and getting on that field and, getting hit, little things like that you take for granted, realizing how to get hit again. It's tough when you've been gone for a while.
Another name, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I hate Kirk Cousins.
I'd rather have him than Tannehill.
You know what?
If I'm the Titans.
I think they're the same guy. I think they're the
Cousins
same guy.
is better than Tannehill.
You think so?
I agree.
Why do they lose so many close games this year then?
Well, their coach didn't do them any favors, and I love their coach.
He had 403 touchdowns on us.
But the Lions. But I think that's on the quarterback when you lose so many close games too. You got to be able to close those games out. You got to be able to stay on the field, convert third downs. That to me is on the quarterback. I could be wrong.
Zimmer was a defensive genius, and the defense let them down a ton last year.
I've seen Kirk Cousins win games. I've never seen Ryan Tannehill win a game.
No.
I've seen Ryan Tannehill be the starting quarterback with Derrick Henry in the backfield. I've seen that play out. I've seen the defense play well and win him games. I've seen Kirk Cousins win games. That's why I say Kirk Cousins over Ryan Tannehill.
You know who's going to move up? The Steelers. That's a desperate team.
But 20's too far to move up if you're trying to get to. Well, I mean, maybe not in this draft. But how far do you go if you're. Because to go from 6-2 or 11-5 or something like that is workable.
Yeah.
To get from 20 to what? How far up do you have to go to get the player that you want?
Malik Willis will be the first quarterback off the board. And I think the Steelers would absolutely love to have that guy. And you know who's not getting paid still? No one's even talking about him.
Lamar Jackson. That was one thing. That's why when Kyler's camp kind of came out talking about wanting to be paid, wanting to get an extension, that's one thing I did think about. I was like, they should have took a step back and realized Lamar Jackson hasn't gotten paid yet. and we're talking about getting paid with average numbers. And at the end of the season, we haven't been strong for 2 years in a row. I would have said tight on that, because if Lamar is not getting paid, you're not getting paid, buddy.
Yeah, that's an interesting point to make, and that is why Lamar Jackson is the quintessential reason why you must take a quarterback in the first round, right?
Yeah,
they traded to get that pick.
And again, the first-round player is the only player on your team where you get that team option for a 5th year.
Right.
So all the talk of, well, I would take a quarterback at 34 in the second round, but not at 32 in the first round, is ridiculous.
Stupid.
Because you're losing a year of eligibility for that player. You have to take it in the first round, or you don't take it at all.
How do you feel if you're Washington? Because the fact of the matter is, they offered multiple picks to Seattle to get Russ Wilson, and they told them no. And the Broncos gave away the house. 2 1s, 2 2s, a 5th, Noah Fant, and Drew Lock.
I wonder how much of that is, did they match that deal, or did the Denver Broncos not want to deal with the Washington Commanders and everything that they got going on?
Oh, they would take their picks.
Yeah, they would take their picks.
I'd rather have their picks than Seattle's picks.
But it also talks about Von Miller and the relationship Denver had.
Yeah.
They literally did a solid for him, sending him to the Rams. Stafford
To win a Super Bowl.
The Lions they did him a solid, sending him out to the Rams. I feel like Denver was like, you know what? Not Denver, excuse me. Seattle was like, we're not going to send you over there to the Commanders. We got your back.
I'll tell you, man, that's a team that's absolutely in the market for a quarterback. That's a desperate team.
Yeah.
Where did they pick in the first round?
Who?
Washington.
I have it right. 11. That's
That's a nice pick.
Yeah, that's how far will Washington go up?
I'll go to 11 if I'm the Lions.
Let me ask you. Well, I'm not going to ask you. I am for all the hot take community out there. I am going to give you a hot take that I believe 60%. I think I'm going to be right. I think I got a 60% chance of having this hot take right.
That you sounded like Anchorman. He said
I'm just
60% all the time. It's 100%
That's right.
right.
I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to say something, and I don't believe it 100%, but I believe it's 60%. Okay, that's more than half. That's better than half. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. 60%.
60%.
And 50% are the same thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
Nope.
We'll see.
What do you get when you mix fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken with our savory signature sauces? The best damn wings you've ever had. Wing Snob Traditional Wings. Try our Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. And we toss them to perfection. When your wings are this good, it's easy to be a snob. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
And a miraculous catch.
Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Hey, gang! How would you like to get a precision haircut and have a chance to win $100,000? That's right, $100,000. Get to Lady Jane's today. Get a precision haircut just like I did today.
Look at you, buddy.
Looking handsome and clean. Ooh-wee!
Looking good,
That's
man.
right. Just get to a Lady Jane's today. Register for your chance to be 6 figures richer. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and let one of their talented stylists treat you like a king. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 8. Walk in anytime. Walk in, sign in, sit down. Watch your favorite team play. Tournament time. You know the games are on. Get to Lady Jane's. Win $100K. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's. Wicked awesome.
How about St. Patty's Day?
Ooh,
Is the opening for the big dance?
That is my dad's birthday, actually.
My sister's too, as well.
Look at that. Hey, guys, it is my belief that Aaron Rodgers re-signing with the Green Bay Packers is a little bit of a thud, a little bit of a dud, because I do not believe the Green Bay Packers. Here's my hot take for you today.
Okay.
I do not believe the Green Bay Packers are going to make the postseason in 2022. I just don't think it.
You're laughable.
No, you can laugh at me all you want.
I am.
There's something about this football team that I think was broken in that playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. I think Aaron Rodgers, I think a little bit of the Teflon has been taken off of him. I think the shine is off of him. I don't think they scare anybody anymore in the postseason. I don't think they scare anybody at any point in the season. And I think they're in for a good, I don't want to say, I could see them have a 9-8, 10-7 season, which I guess would get them in. So that's where I'm about 60% on it. But I don't believe this is a slam dunk, awesome 13-4 season for the
You've seen their running
Green
backs,
Bay
right?
Packers.
You've seen their running game?
So,
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, it's pretty damn good. Top 3 in the game. 1-2 punch. A.J. Dillon.
It's my opinion, man.
I think they definitely go back to the playoffs. But to your point, there was something broken in that game, and it was Aaron Rodgers.
And his girlfriend.
Matt said that. When we talked about it after that game, something was broken, something was off, something didn't look good. But in terms of them getting back, they'll get back. And the reason why, Maz bought it. Aaron Ross, A.J. Dillon, you get David Bakhtiari back this year. And how many points did San Francisco score in that game? 13, correct? That's because that defense played lights out the last 10 games of the season, including the playoffs. So the fact that you got a defense intact now, the fact that you got 2 running backs intact, your offensive line is back intact this year, they'll still get to the playoffs. They still will win the NFC North. But Aaron Rodgers, I can give you that one. He didn't look the same.
That's where I was going to say.
Yeah.
If they do make the playoffs, it's just because the division is so bad. By default, it needs a winner.
Bro, come on, man.
I'm just being honest with you. I think the Green Bay Packers are going to be in for a little bit of a tough season. They do not sniff 13 wins like they have.
They don't have to.
3 years in a row.
They don't have to.
I'm just saying.
It's regular season. Just get in the playoffs. Only one team has a bye.
10-7 is their cap.
That's fine. So they play an
The
extra
high
game.
end.
So
Yeah.
maybe that extra game will help them. Because last year it sure didn't help them. And I'm telling you, what did Mickey say to Rocky? Women weaken legs. Look what happened to him. He was fighting with his fiance. They break it off. That's why he looked like a deer in the headlights. Look at me the other day. I'm having an argument with my wife. I come in here. I bring it with me. That's just the way we are.
You were on fire yesterday, by the way, so y'all might need to argue more often.
I might have to. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Women weaken legs.
No, women,
Okay, Rock.
Come on.
Well, they
Eat
were
lightning.
They were
Crap
talking about
thunder.
something. They were talking about something else now. But to your point, definitely when you get into it with your significant other, your spouse, I understand that. But Aaron's a different guy. Like, I don't think Aaron loves anything more than himself. And second, I don't think he loves anything more than football, including women, including politics, and including corduroy suits. So even with his girlfriend and that beef, Aaron's still Aaron. Like, something else was there, I think. It had to be something else because there's nothing he loves more.
Maybe he got one of those colon cleanses before the game at a weekend.
The Pachakra or
Yeah, whatever the hell that thing was.
That might be a good call.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, if you're looking at the Packers and trying to project them moving forward, I mean, if one player is making 25% of your cap, you've got wide receiver that I don't know if he'll be happy or not. I don't know if I
wouldn't be.
How would you be? How would you react, Braylon, if one guy was getting this and you're getting that? It's a bunch of baloney.
I wouldn't feel the type of way if, how do I say this? If I was like the 4th guy on the depth chart or the 5th guy on the depth chart, like in this guy Aaron Rodgers, and I'm looking at him and let's say he does get the $50 million a year. I was like, hey, you know what? Back-to-back MVPs. This guy's been doing it for 17 years. Every time I turn on TV, they're calling him the greatest thrower of the football ever. I wouldn't care. I say I'm glad he's on my team. But if I'm Davante Adams and I'm a guy that for the last 3-4 years they've been calling me the best wide receiver, yeah, you got back-to-back MVPs, but who are you throwing the ball to? If I was in that situation and he was selfish and allowed them to tag me, I would be pissed to the highest level of pissivity.
Hey, Ross Tucker, NFL, Ross Tucker,
Yep.
you follow him.
Love
He's
Ross Tucker.
Pretty funny. He says with a little over an hour until the deadline, I'm told the Lions are not expected to place the franchise tag on Tim Boyle.
I don't think they'll use the tag this year. In all actuality, the Lions do have to upgrade that position next year.
TB12. They need a backup.
Yeah, you
There's
cannot.
Plenty of Ryan Fitzpatrick's available. I said bring him in. You need a veteran, a KG veteran to bring in.
I've been saying one name, Marcus Mariota.
Okay,
or
yeah,
something,
you have.
Or something like
Yeah,
that.
you have.
Marcus is still young. You get a guy, he's free agent. You get him, you bring him in. He won't cost a boatload, and it's competition. Like, you got to get some guys in here, man. Like, that competition thing, that's how you get players better.
Speaking of the franchise tag, the Browns tagged David Njoku. The Cowboys tagged their tight end Dalton Schultz. The Bucks, and this is another one, of the wide receivers that are off the board for the Detroit Lions, Chris Godwin. And Godwin had a prior relationship with Lions receivers coach Antoine Randall. So
they might sign him to a long-term deal. If not, they tag him.
Perhaps. Kansas City, Orlando Brown, Mike Gesicki, the tight end of the Miami Dolphins, and Tyrann Mathieu is headed to free agency. That's another guy, and I totally agree with you about Quandre Diggs.
Perfect timing. I know he wants to get out of Seattle now.
Yep, absolutely. He wants to get out of Seattle. But Quandre Diggs is a guy that I think the Lions should look at safety. Tracy Walker, not sure what the Lions' plan is for him. But you've got a lot of safety help out there. I mean, between Tracy Walker, your own guy, Quandre Diggs, and now Tyrann Mathieu, who I love. Mathieu. I mean, that dude, I love him.
Everywhere he's been a good player. Whether it was in Houston, whether it was with the Arizona Cardinals, whether it was in the Chiefs, where he won the Super Bowl. He's a winner, man. You look what he did. As soon as he got in at LSU in the bowl game, he balled.
There you go, LSU.
They never let us down.
Nope.
LSU never lets it down, whether it's Patrick Peterson, whether it's Tyrann Mathieu, whether it's insert player here, they never let you down. But he is a winner. He gives you everything, and he motivates his players as well.
And who's that corner coming out of there?
Stingley Jr.
Safety? Yeah, Derek Stingley. Jr. Could be the best guy in the draft.
The Lions did bring back Josh Reynolds, wide receiver, 2 years, $12 million. And if you missed the top of the show today, told you that Mike Williams was a free agent that the Lions were looking at, or at least if you believe the rumors or not, that the Lions were a potential landing spot for Chargers receiver Mike Williams. He has re-signed with the Chargers. 3 years, $60 million. Again, if Davante Adams is getting $18 million on a tag, and this guy's getting $20 million, Mike Williams. I mean, if you're Davante Adams, you're pissed.
Hey, Jesse Adams on YouTube says, should the Lions lob a call into the Seahawks for DK?
Why not?
Hey,
Why not?
I don't have a problem with that one.
Neither do I.
don't.
I love me some DK Metcalf.
Damn, I'm still pissed about this doggone free agency tag. What were we talking about before the season started? I said somebody got a bad deal, and that was the New York Giants with their wide receiver Kenny Galladay.
Yeah,
he makes $20 million.
Yeah,
you mean tell me Kenny Galladay gets $20 million? It's
crazy,
and Davante
man.
Adams potentially is getting $18 million.
He didn't have a touchdown.
My God,
not a touchdown.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Davante Adams get tagged last year?
I think so.
You should not.
I have to look it up.
I'd have to look it up, but I believe
you get tagged every year.
You should not be
2, I think.
2 only.
Well, you should be a max 1.
Yeah,
you should be a max 1. You let these guys get that money. Anyway, Josh Reynolds, 2 years, $12 million. I do want to ask you guys about the wide receiver now, because this pool of free agent wide receiver talent that seemed so deep has whittled down now to really 2 guys. 1 guy, potential. Allen Robinson and Christian Kirk. Everybody else on the free agent market, seemingly anyway, is out. Does that mean the Lions are, if you're Allen Robinson now and you're the last guy, you're getting paid?
Yeah.
I might take a step back from that if I'm the Detroit Lions. You don't want to I'll give you fair market value, but I'm not giving Allen Robinson beyond market value.
Let me ask you guys this.
Go get Calvin Ridley.
Yes, potentially.
Go get Calvin Ridley.
Allen Robinson. Has he not been a disappointment?
It hasn't been consistent.
Who's his quarterback been?
I'm still saying.
It hasn't been consistent quarterback play on the teams he's been with. When he was with Jacksonville, when they were going through that whole deal trying to figure out a quarterback, whether it's Bortles or Minshew. And then he goes over here, it's Andy Dalton and it's Justin Fields, and they didn't back Justin Fields. Everywhere he's gone, it's been bad quarterback play. When he gets an opportunity, the guy plays well, man.
But you know who we forgot quarterback-wise? Speaking of the old Bears, Mitch Trubisky.
I like Mitchell Trubisky. I do. I like Mitchell Trubisky.
I like the story.
Yeah.
I like what the story could potentially be. Like, I got to see him because I haven't seen him in a while. But just listening to him and just kind of thinking about it, like we talked about, you brought it up last week, I'm interested in the story.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Plenty to get to, including Calvin Ridley. More information came out on him. Maz, you're just a walking breaking news machine here today. So we're going to get you some more breaking news, we believe. If Tom Mazaway is he's on fire. He's in the ready position.
He's on fire.
Calvin Ridley, I do want to discuss this a little bit today, too. This really bugged me. Bugged me up and down all day. So we'll want to talk about it. We'll do it next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
It's all happening now.
Detroit Sports on Demand.
DeAndre Swift, he's going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Open in the corner, he triples.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app today. Take us with you everywhere you go. Search Woodward Sports Network or WSN Live.
Citron World is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages, premium bottled water, and revitalizer shots. Citron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners with the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively sold at LCA. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, then Citron is your choice. Drink it, live it with Citron.
Armani and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. If you are watching on YouTube, please smash that like button. Hit that like button for us. It helps YouTube push our content out, and we would greatly appreciate that. Plenty of people watching right now on YouTube, so we ask for your effort there. Also, 21,000 subscribers for Woodward Sports Network. Awesome, man. We went from 20,000 to 21,000 in a matter of days. So that's a really, really encouraging sign for the network. We're really happy about that. Lots of exciting things happening here at Woodward Sports Network.
Yeah, man. You know, our fans, they've come out, they've stepped with it ever since August 12th, for us at least. And then the network, obviously, the year before that, October, man. It's just building at a rapid rate. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you guys. We bring you guys bring us.
All right, before we get into the Calvin Ridley, Maz, you said Aaron Rodgers has spoken.
At Aaron Rodgers 12 on Twitter. Hey, everyone, just wanted to clear some things up. Yes, I will be playing with the Packers next year. However, reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are the supposed terms of my contract I signed, quote unquote. I'm very excited to be back. Year 18. That's a hashtag, year 18, with a heart emoji. Aaron Rodgers on Twitter.
So I believe maybe when Pat McAfee was saying that sources were telling him that that $200 million deal that he was signing was not accurate.
Yeah, 100%. You know, if you want to know anything about Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee has got to go to. So we'll be interested. I believe Maz. I think he's working on something with Davante Adams, of trying to find a way to get Davante paid so they don't have to franchise him. So fingers crossed that he's doing the right thing.
And let's be honest, if you're watching live, and if you're not watching live, this will be not as timely. But the reason why we have not heard of a Davante Adams tag yet is because they are trying to work out a long-term deal with him some way, somehow. That is what's happening right now, all the way up to this 4 p.m. deadline, right?
Yeah, definitely. That has to be it. It's like, what's the market? Who's the highest paid wide receiver? They're trying to figure it out. Sometimes get him paid, get Aaron paid, get everybody happy, and get this thing started.
And that's where I figure out, Maz, on how you build a team, because if you're going to pay the quarterback X and you're going to pay the wide receiver Y, and that chunk eats up, let's just say, 35% of your cap space, how do you go about building a team and restructuring all of these other guys? I mean, that's a bit of a mess.
And your special teams are trash. They cost you the NFC divisional game last year. They didn't play well, but they were horrible. Just a horrible bunch. And they got to improve on that. I don't know how they're going to do it with very little money. I mean, this salary cap, it's really it's a farce.
Yeah.
They could tell you the Saints, they're 70, 80 million over. Then they cut one guy. They move a guy's salary. Now they picked up $21 extra million. That's a team that you would think that they want a quarterback to try to compete, but I think they're basically done. Sean Payton quit on them, and you kind of know that they're not going to be doing anything. But the AFC quarterbacks versus the NFC quarterbacks, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
The NFC is wide open, man.
You're 100% right with their special teams. Their special teams did not only just suck in that game against the 49ers, but they sucked all year, and they want to address that. But the good thing about that is that doesn't take a ton of money to fix. It doesn't take a ton of money. What it takes is a good coach. It takes discipline, and it takes getting after those guys and really making that a point. Make that the emphasis is special teams. That's not a hard fix. It doesn't take a lot of money.
Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, who?
This year,
right now, as currently constructed in the NFC, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, who?
and
49ers.
In the NFC.
49ers with whoever.
Trey Lance.
Whoever.
Kyler Murray.
I believe Kyle Shanahan.
Kyler Murray. Dak Prescott.
Nah.
Dak.
I don't see the Cowboys. I just don't see them.
Dak, yeah, it's something about Dak, man. Like, whenever the chips are on, like
They
whenever,
redid his deal, too.
oh, man. They should.
They did. They just redid it.
They should, after all that money they gave him to do what he did last year. It's something about Dak. Whenever they start to do well and then people start to give him this credit and say, hey, you know what? Dak's coming on, and Dak's the lead in the MVP. Like, early in the year last year, he was the front runner for the MVP for about 4 weeks. But whenever people start to pat him on the back, all falls apart, and you realize why he got drafted in the 4th round.
I mean, I'm just thinking about these quarterbacks in the AFC.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Allen, Wilson,
Carr,
Herbert,
Burrow, Jackson,
Jones,
Trevor Lawrence, last year's number one
to a
pick.
certain extent. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's sick. And
Deshaun
don't forget about
Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
At the same time,
yeah. I just look at this NFC, and I can't help but tell you that it's wide open. It is wide open for your Detroit Lions, for the Chicago Bears, for the Minnesota Vikings, for the Philadelphia Eagles, for the Washington football team, for every team in the NFC to make the playoffs, and not only make the playoffs, but do something in those playoffs.
Dallas, this is your year.
This is it.
Like, this is the, like, if I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan, but you know how they go through it every year. Every year the Cowboys fans say, what? This is our year. Every year they say that. You know what? This should be your year. If you're looking at the NFC landscape, you got a guy in Dak Prescott who can play. You got a good defense. You got a ton of Pro Bowl players. This should be the Dallas Cowboys year.
I'm telling you,
Tom Brady to the Niners still is up there. I just want to say that. Just want to keep reiterating that. I don't give up on Tom Brady to the Niners. If he goes to the Niners, they're just as good as anybody in the league.
If you are Tom Brady and you are looking at the current landscape of the NFC, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Now, will San
That's
Francisco,
ready-made.
And let's be honest. We've talked about this before. I don't believe Tom Brady is done.
Right.
I said that the day he retired. There was something about the retirement that I did not feel like was his choice, and I equated it to that of an addict. I said, if you're an addict or know an addict, you know that the only way for the addict to stop doing whatever they're doing is if they chose it on their own accord, not because they wanted to quit for mommy or daddy or wifey or kitty. You know, and so I do believe Tom Brady thing is out there, but Bruce Arians says, well, it's going to cost you 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, no, I still think he's retired. I said that. I'm going to stick with that. But, you know, after kind of watching since, you know, you said that since Tom's retired, and now the lineman came out retired, Bruce Arians, like, it seems that there was a lot more going on down there in Tampa, so there might be some validity or a lot of validity to him getting forced out. And that, but I still think he's retired, but I want to know what's going on in Tampa. Something's down. It's going on down there.
Yeah, Bruce Arians is not very well liked down there at all, and maybe that's
he don't make the year. It's gonna be Byron Leftwich's team. He's not making the year.
I don't think you're wrong about that. Actually, I don't think you're wrong about that. I think it's going to be a little bit of a disaster, some infighting.
They're going to be trash anyway this year. They are.
Yeah, I agree with you. They got Godwin, and they still don't know who their quarterback is. I mean, is Jameis Winston coming back?
Yeah.
I mean, if Jameis Winston is coming back, you put him with the expertise of the offensive coordinator position that Byron Leftwich and and Jameis
Bowles.
Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I could see that happening.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I just like Matt said, I didn't realize he was that young. He's 28. You know, he's an accomplished guy. He's got some tread on the tire, but he did come off ACL injury. It happened early in the year. You know, he tore his ACL. It happened game 6? Around game 6 or so.
And I know I'm bouncing around a lot on you. There's just so much. It's like football porn. I mean, it's just like, seriously, it's just like football porn. There's so much.
I can't wait till we play.
No, I know. There's just so much action going on all over the place. You can't help but just kind of look around and be like, oh, my God, this is amazing. Oh my God. Oh, wait, this is incredible what's happening right now. But one thing that you said that I don't want to slip by the wayside here, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, this is your year. This is your year.
Be, man.
Put up or shut up. Whether you think it is or not, whether it's a Fugazi or not.
Fugazi.
This is the Dallas Cowboys year. You've got Aaron Rodgers in year 18. You've got the Super Bowl hangover of the LA Rams. You have no idea what's going to happen with Robert Woods or Odell Beckham Jr. coming off injuries. The Dallas Cowboys have to be focused and go all in on 2022, whatever that means.
When I look at them, you know what it reminds me of? Just looking at how many Pro Bowl players they have, how many players they have listed in the top 10 in categories, things like that. When I made the Pro Bowl in 2007, the way they introduced the players at the Pro Bowl is you come out with the guys that made it on your team. So, you know, you guys come out, they put the lay on you, you know, you walk out to the 50-yard line, right? So we had 6 for the Cleveland Browns, go figure. A couple teams had 3, 4, 6, blah, blah. The Cowboys had 18 players. 18 players. When you see all these guys, you're like, and y'all didn't win the Super Bowl? How the hell you have all these guys that get beat in the second round?
Crazy, man.
That's what they look like now. You got all these guys that are perennial pros getting paid big money, guys that are leading stats. Trevor Lawrence is a guy, Trayvon Diggs, Dak, the list goes on. Y'all got to do something.
Crazy.
Too many players, man.
Jimmy G had his shoulder surgery today. All is well, they say. He'll be ready to be traded anytime.
Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. Do something, Dallas.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house. It tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out of here.
Stay out. That's right. That's what it tells the bad guys. Guardian Alarm, going to protect your home or your business, and you can do that conveniently remotely. You can all do that from the comfort of your phone. Even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. All you have to do is call this number today, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
Which trade do you think was bigger and alternate as I'm looking at that? James Harden to the 76ers or Russell Wilson to the Broncos?
James Harden to the Sixers.
No way.
I think it wins them a championship.
See, I'm glad I asked that question. You think James? You think Russell?
Yeah. Well,
Russell.
Well, look, I think, and no disrespect to the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, but I think, and I said this, from the minute I heard James Harden was going to the Philadelphia 76ers, I mean, they won the trade.
Yeah.
They won the trade. You essentially traded
we'll see.
What's his name?
Seth
Curry for James Harden. That's what you did this year. Ben Simmons has not played a game this year.
Yeah.
He did not. So
he won't be playing in the game, the Sixers versus the Nets, by the way.
So you essentially upgraded Seth Curry for James Harden. They won the trade.
We'll see.
And I think this puts him squarely in the NBA Finals.
There's never been a trade in the NFL like this since Dallas fleeced Minnesota when they gave him Herschel Walker, when they got 3-1s, 3-2s, several players.
It's a big trade.
And
What
look
about
what
Matt
Dallas
Stafford
did.
last year?
And look what Dallas did with those picks.
What about Matt Stafford last year?
Matt Stafford won a Super Bowl.
No, I was saying in terms of, was that comparable in terms of Matt
I
Stafford?
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I agree with you, though. I think it's 76ers because I think what you're seeing from them, they went from on the bubble, fourth place, third place, right there, but not going to finish. That they're the odds-on favorite right now to win it all.
Well, wait till the Nets get together. They haven't played yet.
Sure.
Wait till Kyrie and Durant and Simmons play together. Seth Curry.
Yeah, wait
anyone
till the
else?
Easter Bunny comes back,
They
too,
got
right?
a ton of players. I mean, don't count the Nets out yet.
Steph Curry's playing good, by the way.
I want to hit you with a couple of notes that Dave Burkett put out a little while ago. Dave Burkett, our friend, Lions writer from the Detroit Free Press. Here's some Lions-related, non-Lions-related news that came out earlier today. Of course, Aaron Rodgers stays to dominate the NFC North another few years. Top 3 free agent wide receivers are off the market via the extensions or the tags, and we talked about those. Davante Adams, Mike Williams, and
Chris Godwin.
Here's the interesting one that I want to point out to you. The Jaguars tagged their offensive tackle today. So would that mean the door is now open for the Jags to take Aiden Hutchinson at number 1 in the NFL draft?
Right tackle or left tackle?
Just says offensive tackle. We could find that out.
Yeah,
though.
because if it's the right tackle, then they still
let's just
pop in. Yeah, and Peter King talked about it. Peter King kind of was the first one that we talked about, saying that don't be surprised if the Jacksonville Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson. I should just call my brother Marcus and say, who the hell y'all drafted?
Cam Robinson.
So we get to the bottom of it.
Cam Robinson, left tackle.
Yeah, he's left tackle.
Listen to this.
There you
Matt
go.
Miller, Super Scout.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Super Scout on Twitter, Matt Miller. What if the top 10 goes like this? Jacksonville, Hutchinson. Detroit, Willis. Houston, Neal. Jets, Ekwonu. Walker to the Giants, Cross to Carolina. I don't see it. Penning to the Giants. Ojabo to Atlanta. Matt Corral to Seattle. And Hamilton to the Jets. That's Matt Miller, what-if scenario.
I'll ask you the next question.
He's got the freaking Lions taking Willis.
Who's Matt Miller?
Matt Miller is a super scout. You never had him on?
No.
He's terrific. Huge following.
Never had it on.
300,000 followers.
There you go. Sorry, I didn't know who he was.
No, he's good. ESPN, NFL draft
That's
analyst.
great.
I just don't see Houston drafting Evan Neal, and they need a quarterback. I understand they need a lot of things. They definitely do. I just didn't see it. I feel like they're forcing the Neal because he's Alabama left tackle, man. I don't see it at 4.
He's got Carolina taking an offensive tackle. We know they need a quarterback more than anybody.
Well, it just goes to show you about desperation, right?
Maybe because the Lions steal Willis at 2.
I like that, though, because, it gets
opens
people,
it up.
Gets people talking about the fact that it is possible that the Lions take 2. Now, if the Jags do take Hutchinson, and Braylon, we talked about this yesterday, I do think it opens the door for an enormous wealth of possibilities. Enormous.
So for Detroit Lions, just for the whole draft as a whole.
Is your mic on, dude? Sorry, I can't.
Plug it in.
Oh, no, there it works.
Is it in?
Yeah. Now it works. Oh, sorry.
There it is.
There we go.
For the Detroit Lions or the whole draft?
And number 2 for the Lions.
I think the Detroit Lions should start preparing. Like Aiden Hutchinson is going to be gone after that first.
I agree.
Pick. They need to start preparing, and they probably, we're not in the front office, so maybe they already have known that. But if I was the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, got to prepare like Aiden Hutchinson's not there. Now who do you draft? Now where do you want to go? Now start working that draft. Now really, like you've been talking about, hey, Malik Willis, or getting that name out there, floating, leaking some stuff, so the guys can come up and take that pick. Because if Aiden's not there, who I think is the best player for that at that position, that's tough.
And I couldn't even tell you who to take it to, actually, if Hutchinson's not there, because I don't think Thibodeau's the guy. Something about Thibodeau I never liked all year long. I don't like him.
He's a turnoff, man.
There's something about him that turns me off totally. And I don't know if it's because I see him not playing these games, because there's some GMs, whether rightfully or just trying to plant the seed to get him to drop, because we all know that happens now too. This guy's a bit of a me guy, because that GM wants to take him at 6 instead of 2. Right?
Giants want him. I know that.
It's just like the friend that tells you, like, oh, her, man, nah, she's not that cute. And then later on, he really dates her. It's like that, yeah.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I just feel like there are so many guys. Would you take a Derek Stingley Jr. at 2?
No.
Are you so turned off by Jeff Okudah that you feel like you can't take that risk once again?
See, the thing about Derek Stingley Jr., and this is going to sound contradicting, like I love him. I think he's going to be really good. He really was good 2 years ago. Then he got injured. He didn't have such a great year last year, but I just know what the potential is. You see the footage circulating around with him checking Jamar Chase 2 years ago and pretty much doing the best job of shutting him down. But with that being said, not so much this year. Didn't have the same year. Ryan Armani, what is it?
There it is. It's official. According to Ian Rappaport, the Packers have now officially franchise tagged wide receiver Davante Adams. I think that is a bunch of bull.
Now, can they take it back if they sign him? Can they take it back if they give him a new contract? Or is it too late?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could do whatever you want, but how are you? This is how you survive the cap number. It's a salary cap.
Aaron Rodgers has got to be giving him money under the table.
No way. Aaron Rodgers is not that kind of player. Not that kind of guy.
All right, let's start with this. I'm pissed, but let me be optimistic. Let me be Ryan Armani. Let me be Captain Optimism.
Okay.
Ooh wait. I am hoping, because you can do this. You can rip things up at any time, restructure during the season, whatever. I hope they just did this because the deadline was ending, just to get it on the books, start to work, Aaron's contract, whatever they're going to do. But by the time the season starts, already have reworked his deal and have Davante Adams has a new deal by the time he sets foot on the field in September. I pray that that's what they do. They may do that, but as of right now, come on.
I got a little bit of breaking news in the college game.
Okay.
Our man Anthony Broom announced that our buddy Doug Karsh will be the play-by-play voice of the Michigan Wolverines. John Jansen will do color.
Yep, we knew that. I
didn't think Doug was going to get the gig.
I didn't know he wanted it.
I knew it. I told Neil. I told Neil this 2 weeks ago that was going to be the duo. You can just hear it on 97.1.
So you need they need a new sideline reporter, Bray.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm straight.
Just checking.
Congrats
to Doug.
Yeah, congrats.
Happy for you.
Yeah, I've never heard him do play-by-play, so I can't. So honestly,
I'm sure he's good.
I'm happy for him, but I have never heard him do play-by-play, so I can't sit here and say this is an awesome, awesome day for Michigan fans. I love Doug Karsh. I love Doug Karsh. However, I've just never heard him do play-by-play to have a strong opinion. I love him. I'm happy for him.
We get it.
Right.
And I don't want to crap down on that, but I'm a little underwhelmed, a little bit.
I thought they were going to go after like a big name.
Yeah.
Not that I knew of any.
Right.
When we asked Gus Johnson,
right.
hey, you want to do
hell
it?
No.
No, I don't want to do it.
I live in Los Angeles, man.
Live in California, so congrats to Doug, man.
Absolutely.
We'll hear how it does. Go Blue.
More breaking news today to fit into a Tuesday.
Congrats, and I'll just wait for game one.
Right,
That's all. Congrats. I'll just wait for game one. Because to your point, I'm like, have I ever heard him do color? No. Being an analyst, no. I've heard him on the radio. I think he's good. I think he makes some good points. He's funny to a certain extent, so you just got to wait and see.
Maybe Stan Edwards as a sideline reporter.
That would actually be interesting. I think he'd be good.
Stan Stoney.
Hey, Braylon would be a great sideline reporter. Braylon would be a great sideline reporter. Or maybe they'll have...
Let's go down to the sideline and Braylon Edwards. Bray, what do you got?
Well,
I'm not trying to stand up for 60 minutes.
I can almost tell you who their sideline reporter might be right now. It feels like a Devin Gardner kind of thing, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be a good call.
It kind of feels like a Devin Gardner thing.
That'd be a good call.
So there you go. Awesome stuff there. Braylon, I do want to circle the wagons on the Davante Adams franchise tag because we kind of cut you off there, but I do want to get your thoughts on that. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hey everybody, mybookie.ag. It's where I put all my sports wagering in. What did I bet today, Ryan? I bet the over on Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
I bet the over on Pittsburgh today. I don't know who the hell they're playing. Boston College in the Big East.
There you go.
I got the over.
Very good.
I got a hunch on the over, and that's what I did. I went on right before the show and bet the over. I'll keep you posted. But I wish I could have used the promo code Woodward, because you first-timers can do that and double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's right. Woodward, that is the promo code. Double money. It's free in your pocket.
Free.
Up to $1,000. It's mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please call the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
And, gang, let me tell you that Woodward Sports sending you to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals. All you have to do is listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show, afternoons with Big D Energy, and drive time with the Bottom Line. Want more chances to qualify? Make sure you're following Woodward Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and head over to woodwardsports.com. 60 qualifiers before we pick the grand prize winner. We're going to do that right now. So the question today is, Maz, let's think of a good question. You got a good question here, Alex? Go ahead.
Yeah. Who can name the 4 teams that were in last year's Final Four?
Oh,
First
man,
one to
I don't even know that.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough to do right now when you're trying to get it done quick.
Okay.
Who?
Never mind.
I got 2 of them.
How about the final game? Give me the final game last year.
I don't even remember that.
I know it. Give me last year's championship game.
Okay.
First one to YouTube that.
Who won the championship last year?
I know who won it, and I know who they played. Give us the matchup from last year's Final Four, and you will be our qualifier today.
All right, keep an eye on that. Go to YouTube and be the first to chat in the chat there. I couldn't even tell. I know who won it.
I'll give you a hint. If I'm correct, the girl that just got arrested in Russia, I think she played.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, okay, sorry.
There you go.
What's up with Brittany Griner?
Hey, did CJ Schneider win? Look at this.
There.
All right, CJ.
Baylor and Zags, right?
CJ Schneider, Houston,
No.
Baylor,
he gave the
UCLA,
4.
and Jags. He won.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said the first
That's
one.
fine. He gave
and
the
he's got
4.
all of them in there.
That's fine.
So CJ, all you have to do is email I love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. I love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. And again, the answer was Gonzaga Baylor, and Baylor beat Gonzaga. But the Final 4 team, CJ threw them all in there.
They crushed them.
Houston, Baylor, UCLA, and Gonzaga. Baylor won the national championship. So CJ Schneider, email I love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. Braylon, I cut you off earlier when we were talking about Davante Adams officially being franchised by the Green Bay Packers. What say you? What do you make of that?
The big thing for me is, it's just thinking about the franchise tag. I just literally think about what happened with Brett Favre and I can't think of his name, Javon Walker. Like, Javon Walker literally balled out 2 years in a row.
That's a great point.
4 years in a row, made the Pro Bowl, 3 years All-Pro, that 4th year. And then, wanted to get a deal, deserved to get paid, and, tried to sit out. Brett Favre came out, said something about him being selfish. He comes back, plays without a new contract, and legitimately tears his ACL against the Detroit Lions opening day. I think the same thing, franchise tag, 18-6. If you put a body of work in and you tell me, hey, look, if you come and ball and you play hard, you will be paid. You will be paid handsomely. You will get what you deserve. Excuse me. You will get what you deserve. I do all that, and now it's time to get paid, and you franchise me. Now you cut me short $10 million or so, whatever the plus or minus is on it. Something about it I just don't like. I'm still pissed about it.
The exclusive tag for wide receiver set at $18.4 million, but that won't be the number for Adams because his cap hit was almost $16.8 million in 2021. Adams will make $20.1 million this year. So there you go.
21?
$20.1 million this year. But we all know, guys, you are one play away from being done. And it's all about the guaranteed money that you get when you sign a long-term contract.
You just get
that is that of any contract. The only number that really matters is that guaranteed number when you sign a long-term deal. And if you've got players out here making 120, 130 million guaranteed, that's more than 20 million.
You get what you deserve. Like, and these quarterbacks do it all the time. Like, why is it that the quarterbacks are the only ones that get paid handsome, or the defensive end, or the offensive tackles? Like, why are they the ones that get paid handsome? Like, legitimately, Patrick Mahomes came in, balled out, got MVP, won the Super Bowl, got Super Bowl MVP. Pay that man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he got paid. Same thing with Davante Adams. Like, pay that man.
So they have until July now to work out a long-term deal with him. If no long-term deal is worked out through July, he'll play for that $20.1 million deal. But again, I don't know how you pay everybody. And by everybody, I mean 2 players.
Yeah.
You can't pay Brett Favre. You can't pay Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams. It just doesn't work like that. And expect to compete for a championship like the Green Bay. If you're the Detroit Lions and you want to pay Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson, you can do that. Yeah. Do you know why? Because everybody else on your team sucks. That's why you can pay Matt Stafford and and Calvin Johnson. But that's why you had to get rid of Ndamukong Suh.
Right.
And that's why you had to get rid of the rest of your team, too.
Yeah, it's tough, man. And we're just talking about those two. We're talking about Davante Adams. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. You're not talking about Jahari Alexander. You're not talking about Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary's up as well. Rashawn Gary balled last year. He's up to get paid. They have other players on that team that are good to get paid. It's going to be interesting to see.
They got 1 year. They got 1 year.
If they can get everybody, they can get everybody under.
Because after this next year, the salary cap has got to explode, doesn't it?
Oh, you would think, or unless you keep kicking the can down the road, but they don't seem to be concerned about that. Guys, I want to ask you about this, and because I find this to be very intriguing. The last time a running back was not drafted in the first round in the NFL draft was 2014. That streak is expected to end this year. Will it end this year? Both you guys agree to that? Who is there?
Possibly.
Their running back going to be
Kenneth
taken in
Walker?
the first round?
I mean, he ran good at the combine. I think he ran 4.38. I think he was second fastest time. Breece Hall was 4.40, and I'm with you. You've been talking about that all year in terms of the running back situation. You don't have to draft a running back in the first round. You don't. There's some good running backs, but outside of Kenneth Walker,
I think it's over. Like you said, I think I don't think there'll be a first round running back this year selected.
And honestly, depending upon what your needs are, there might only be 2 or 3 in the second round, depending upon where you're at. And again, you see,
guy like Christian McCaffrey's going to be available.
That's exactly what I'm going. I'm looking at my sheet right now. Panthers trying to trade Christian McCaffrey. They're looking for a first round pick for him. I don't think they get that.
He ain't worth it.
I don't think there's a team. Is there a team out there willing to give up their first round pick for Christian McCaffrey, a guy that's played 10 games in 2 years?
No way.
They don't have one for 4 years.
Messing around. Also, what type of system would he fit? Like, who has a first pick willing to give a pick that has a system that he can jump into?
I mean, I got to go back to the NFL draft.
Pass receiving
now and
pass
see
receiving running back out the backfield.
What teams are there? I just don't see it. I just don't see where he goes. If you're willing to,
he'd have to go to a contender so he can knock out all the last place teams. They don't need him,
but they don't have picks to give either.
What about him to the Patriots?
What about him to the Ravens?
No, they got running backs because they got
J.K. Dobbins. If he ever comes back from his injury,
he just tore his ACL like the other 90 players on their team did last year. But torn ACL, and he got some other. They're back up too. Towards
Miami Dolphins. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speculate where he's going to go, but all I'm saying is, look, if your goal when you draft a first round pick, if your goal when you draft a first round running back is to have the player, the success that Christian McCaffrey has been, and you're just willing to give him up to trade him, why would any team need to go draft a first-round running back? Right. You just don't need to do it. And we saw what the Lions did this year with the cycle of backs that they had. I mean, you don't need to pick up a player high at all. Look at the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's the number one thing to look at is the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, you think they want to pay him? You think they want to take the money back? They did pay him.
Exactly.
But his backup is the guy that's doing most of the damage.
His name escapes me now, but he was
Tony
Pollard. His ability was, I mean, he was their best back this year.
Zeke was hurt, so I don't want to take anything away from Zeke. Zeke had a bad ankle injury.
It's another reason not to draft a player in the first round. I mean, all these guys get hurt.
I'm laughing at
Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey.
You know what they're saying? Saquon can only get like a third-round pick. I'd rather keep him.
Who's
than
the
give
last,
him up for a third-round pick.
Who's the last first-round running back that was worth it? Adrian Peterson?
Zeke? I mean,
even Zeke
worth it.
I can't even say Zeke. Like Zeke,
Todd Gurley, they did get to a Super Bowl.
In the entirety of their career, I would have to go only Adrian Peterson. Because Gurley literally had 4 years and then it was over. Right. Le'Veon Bell, 3-year run and then it was over.
Sean Alexander,
Christian McCaffrey. Like Adrian Peterson's probably the one.
Guys, let me ask you about Calvin Ridley. Where are you 24 hours after finding out about this? You know, we wanted more information before we went fully all in on this. I think we got all the information that we needed to have, really. And we'll share that with you next and share our thoughts. I'm relatively unchanged from where I am yesterday. Maybe that makes me out to be the bad guy, but we'll discuss it next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, there it is, Michigan's own Gypsy Vodka. Brothers Adam and Mike got it right with this one. 50 different formulas went into making Gypsy, and it is the stuff of dreams. I'm talking about corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. A lot of taste tests and a lot of satisfied customers. We're proud to present Gypsy Vodka. Go down to your local neighborhood liquor store and ask for it by name. Tell them Ryan Hermione sent you. They may give you a discount. If you are going to drink Gypsy Vodka, make sure you do it responsibly.
All right, gang, Armani and Edwards, bottom line, Woodward Sports Network. Guys, Calvin Ridley suspended at least 1 year by the NFL. He says he doesn't have a gambling problem. Says he bet $1,500, stands to lose $11 million in salary next year.
That's bad odds.
Look, a 3-team, 5-team, 8-team parlay he bet while he was away for 5 days.
He was bored. That's what it sounds like to me.
And look, I don't know. Here's Mike Garoppolo on how Ridley was caught. Let's play this for you.
Yes, well, we know this occurred in November. It was when Ridley was away from the team. Remember, he was on a leave because of what he termed mental health issues in the league. The team saying that as well. I have done some quick work on this one because this one just popped up this afternoon, even though the Falcons said they were aware of it for quite some time. And my understanding is that Ridley used his phone to bet on games, again, when he was away from the Falcons, to place parlay bets, which is bets on multiple teams. And the NFL was made aware of it, conducted an investigation, and through their gambling partners were able to corroborate the information. And remember, when the NFL did announce their gambling partnerships within the last couple of years, they did make the statement saying we will be able to work with our partners to make sure the integrity of the game is upheld. In other words, if we find out that teams or players or coaches or executives, whatever, are involved in gambling, we will be able to work with our betting partners to corroborate any information. That is what happened in this case. That is how the NFL found out and how they conducted their investigation and confirmed the information that leads to the suspension of Calvin Ridley for the 2022 season at least. He can apply for reinstatement after the Super Bowl this next season. He also does have 3 days to appeal this decision, so it is not necessarily final. But the NFL is certainly confident in their information to levy this suspension against Calvin Ridley.
I absolutely hate this story. I hate everything about this story.
Right.
When you are in bed with gambling casinos, when you're in bed with the books, and you promote these guys, and you promote these guys, and your signage, and you're making millions of massively hand over fist, or whatever the saying is,
Right.
You're not surprised. If you're Floyd Mayweather and you can bet on yourself and
single sport,
I understand that. I get it. If you're a United States Congressperson, why can you hold stocks? Why can you hold stocks when your policy, the way you vote, affects that bottom line? When you are I just hate it. When you're Stephen Ross, not Bob Ross, that's a painter.
Right.
When you're Stephen Ross, or you're there's another owner in there that owns a casino, or is a shareholder in Robert Kraft is a shareholder in DraftKings. Why can he do that? Isn't that affecting the outcome of games, or at least not affecting the outcome of games? You have a stake in the outcome of games. Why are all those allowed? Why can players play fantasy football? That's not gambling.
Right. So this is where I go with it. One, as soon as this came out yesterday, we were getting off there. I literally posted. I said it's illegal because they tell you can't do it. It's inexcusable. I said, with that being said, let's not forget about what is alleged down there in Miami with Stephen Ross. Here's how I look at it. They said it's wrong. Not wrong. They said you can't do it. They said it's in the rule book. You cannot bet on teams, or you cannot bet on your team. You can't bet against yourself. That's the rule. We know that to be a fact. If that's the rule, then don't do it. I don't care that it's in your face. I don't care that you're bored. I don't care that everywhere you go, you see MyBookie, you see FanDuel, you see BetMGM, you see Caesars. So what? It says don't do it, or you will have to pay the cost. Same thing with Sha'Carri Richardson last year with the Olympics. In the Olympic rule book, you can't test positive for marijuana. She tested positive for marijuana. Do I think it's a dumb rule? Maybe. But she broke the rule and had to pay the cost. Now, what I will go from there, a whole year? Oh, hell no. No, hell no. Now, look, he violated the rule, but it does not fit the crime. 4 games max, he'll appeal and get 2. I'm cool with that. 1 year, that's crazy.
Listen, man. First of all, he's not a very smart bettor.
No.
Anyone that bets parlays, you just reach and you're bored. You're bored. You can't hardly win 1 game, never mind 5 or 8 games. And I know there's guys out there that hit them all the time. We know them. We know guys that hit 5 to 18 parlays. All the guy had to do was talk to his buddy next to him and say, hey, let me use your phone. Can I use your phone? Okay, let me go on FanDuel or let me go on MyBookie and let me put my bets in here. Yeah, I'll Venmo you $1,500. This shows to me he was so freaking bored. He just didn't give a damn. He didn't think about it. He's not trying to break the bank.
No, not at all.
He's bored. He's sitting at home. His team's on the road. He's got nothing to do, and he puts a stupid bet in while he's in Florida. That's how they caught him. He wasn't in Atlanta. So in order to get to another city, you have to sign in again, and they're going to make sure that gambling is allowed in that city and all. And that's how the NFL has a partnership with these crooks, these bookies.
These crooks.
And they say, hey, if a player goes on, I got to know about it. And that's how he got caught. Come on, man. A year? How you out of your mind?
He'll appeal and he'll win the appeal. The year is tagged on because this is the first time that has happened. So it's the first time it's out the gate. They're like, oh, shoot, we got to jump on this. The NFL's like, we got to come out harsh. But he'll appeal. No thing has ever been upheld. Like, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady appealed. He won. Ray Rice appealed. He won. I've never seen.
They weren't year ones. They weren't year suspensions.
But I've never. Go ahead.
No, please.
I've never seen any first come out ruling stick. I've never seen a ruling in the NFL first come out stick.
Who looks worse here is the question that I want to ask you guys.
The NFL.
They both look idiots.
Calvin Ridley, can I make a statement to you?
Please.
When we first started this show back in August, and we were talking about, oh, we're going to have beer on, or this and the other thing, I was shocked how you were so new to the gambling. You had no idea what the numbers were.
Yeah.
So that was a new perspective to me. As somebody who did place bets in his life, a lot of them, to be honest with you,
Right.
I thought everybody knew what the numbers were.
No.
I can honestly say that I know for a fact that that's something you never paid attention
Not
to
at all.
ever. So I sit there and I kind of use that knowledge, knowing how Braylon was with the gambling, to seeing this Calvin Ridley not friggin', you know what I mean? Just be aloof to it. Oh, what's this? I see these signs. I see. Now I know you can't do it, but he could have been just like, I don't know, what's it? Yeah, here's some.
He could have called the bookie. He could have had his agent put a bet in. He's so bored. He's on his phone. He's like, let me F around
if
here.
he was a serious bettor,
right?
If he had a problem, if he was somebody who knew what he was doing. This is a guy that doesn't know what he was doing.
No.
Now, I know that you can't plead ignorance on crimes. I know that has never been a defense for a defense that worked for many crimes. But this kid didn't mean to do anything wrong.
No.
Right. And that's why I said, you appeal. I hope he appeals. I hope he gets down to 4 games or 2 games or, whatever. But with that being said, yes, he is a kid, but there's a kid that stood to make $11 million next year. There's a kid that knew that. I guarantee you, by this being year 1 of the sports betting and being in bed with the NFL, they had a bunch of meetings in terms of people coming in, talking to the players on teams, telling them they couldn't bet, this, that, third, this is how it works. Stay away from it altogether. So I know that they prepped them. I know that they know. This is the first case in the NFL this season. Stay away from it. What does Guardian Alarm say? Stay out.
Do you think he's the only guy that's gambled?
No. He's the only one that got caught so far.
Yeah.
But is it worth it though? And that's what it comes. Is it worth it?
How many players are in the NFL? 32
700?
teams.
No, it's
what do you got? 50 guys on a team? 60 guys on a
61.
team?
Well, let's see. 53 active. Okay, so we'll say
Just say 60. Practice squad, 62
okay,
players.
60 times 32. 1920.
1,800.
1,920 players and only one gambled. Okay.
And nobody's got COVID in the playoffs.
No.
It's so funny.
No.
We live in this new society where we basically are lobbying and like rules. We're bargaining against things that are illegal. Like it says 0.08 is the legal alcohol limit. Don't drink and drive. It's simple. That's the rule. Don't drink and drive. Don't bet in the NFL.
Look, when you investigate this, I know you want to make an example out of your players. You can't do this.
Right.
But I hate it when the law, or in this case the NFL, tries to make an example out of players. Because this player in particular had no idea what he was doing. I know as a former gambler how to gamble. And I know this guy had no idea what he was doing when he was gambling.
But what does that have to do with the rules say you can't gamble?
Give him a 4-game suspension.
And that's what I say. He's going to appeal.
That's what I'm saying. Don't ruin the guy's life.
He won't miss a year. I promise you he won't get a
I
whole
hope you're
year.
right.
I promise you he won't
I
get a whole
hope you're
year.
right, too. I hope you're right, too.
I'll tell you what, who's not right. Twitter. The people on Twitter are saying the Seahawks got raked over the coals on this deal with the Denver Broncos. I don't see it.
Ooh,
I think they did well.
We could revisit top story of the day. Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos. Would they get? If you missed out, we've got it for you next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
We don't don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
SMA has been leveraging pro athletes. You guys hush. SMA has been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade against the issues of mental health and substance use disorder. With the help of alumni, Sean Jordan has been able to save lives and take a stand against these issues. The Woodward Sports Network has already started the podcast, This is the F Word, and F Word is for FinMa, with the Sports Marketing Agency. If you are struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they are here to help. Go to thesportsma.com, thesportsma.com.
And hey, gang, I want to let you know about Wing Snob. That's right, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wing Snob has the best traditional wings. Try our signature sauces, Jamaican jerk, or lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Find a location nearest you, wingsnob.com, wingsnob.com, or order online now at wingsnob.com. Wingsnob, we just have better wings.
I got great news, by the way.
Okay.
Great news on Dickie V.
Oh, baby.
Dick Vitale's last cancer tests show absolutely no cancer.
Oh, that's great news.
Good stuff.
That is great news.
We love you, Dickie V.
We love Dickie V. That's right.
Get
Absolutely. Well. Get back to Cameron Indoor next season. We want to see you, Dickie V.
Prime
Maybe
time,
even in Ann Arbor. Max,
He would have been crying.
You're saying the people out there
Yeah,
are...
the people. Show me the people.
What are the people saying?
The people. There's
people?
some NFL analysts out there. Brooklyn McFarland, Mina Kimes. They say the Broncos ripped off the Seahawks.
I don't see it.
I'm trying to
Russell
figure it out.
Wilson, how many more years does he have? Really?
10.
Oh, he does?
Nah, but she's on this going to year 11. I would say 7.
Okay. So he goes to Denver along with a fourth round pick. And Denver gives two number ones, 2 number 2s, a 4. Noah Fant, who is going to be a terrific tight end. He's not great yet, but he's there.
He would have been good with Russell Wilson.
And they get Drew Lock, who is young kid. Maybe he's got an upside. I don't know. But 4 picks? That's pretty good, considering you're not going to win the NFC West. You're just not, as the Seahawks.
You're only worth what somebody's willing to pay you. Russell Wilson will only net what somebody is willing to trade for him. If you don't think that the Denver Broncos, that the Seattle Seahawks exhausted all possibilities with this, with legitimate teams that Russell Wilson would sign off on.
They got him out of the NFC.
Yeah. That they would sign off on. I don't know. I think Denver did okay, and I think Seattle did okay.
I think everybody won. Yeah, I think it's kind of like the Detroit Lions situation last year with Matt Stafford and the Rams. Like we said, both teams won. We won, and so did the Rams, apparently. I think the same thing in this situation. I think Denver will be happy with their picks. I think they'll be able to Seattle will be able to rebuild their franchise with a lot of those picks. No offense, like you said. It's a tight end that has a lot of potential. What you got for me, Sam?
The Seattle Seahawks need to rebuild. They're not going to win anytime soon. So the fact that they were able to get anything for Russell Wilson, where in the future they could have lost him for absolutely nothing, is a win in my book for the Seahawks.
Yeah, and also for the Denver Broncos, you got a guy that's won a Super Bowl, a guy that's in MVP contending every year, a guy that just turned your franchise from a bubble playoff team to you guys have a chance to go to AFC Championship. So I think both teams won. Yeah,
and again, so you look at what Denver's doing now in that AFC West. They can compete. Vic Fangio said, you'll remember at the end of the year, and Maz, you brought this up. Vic Fangio said after losing to the Kansas City Chiefs last year, one of the questions in the postgame press conference was, how do you keep up in this division with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs? And he said it starts at the quarterback position. You got to upgrade the position at quarterback. That will get you fired every time if you're a head coach in the National Football League. Who's your quarterback? And I'll tell you if you win or not.
I'll tell you, that guy not going to get another chance probably.
No.
He's not going to get another chance. And he had a team that was very competitive. And it falls short. He's done. he can't coach that team anymore. And now the new guy, Nathaniel Hackett, goes over there and offensive guru. Gets with Russell Wilson, and we'll see how it goes.
I mean, this Denver team, and you look at what this Denver team was able to do last year. They were in a lot of games. I mean, they started off 4-0. I remember Mads called him a fraud, and he was right. But literally, they only lost the 3 to Cleveland when Cleveland still had everybody early on in the year. They almost beat the Chiefs twice last season. They were in a lot of games. Literally, Russell Wilson is a missing piece for this organization. Yeah. I'm telling you, they definitely didn't lose.
And again, Aaron Rodgers coming back. He's going to the Green Bay, or he's going to stay in Green Bay. Still some questions about what that contract is, but no doubt it is a long-term deal, and no doubt it's worth a lot of money. The 4-year, $200 million deal that everybody was going with 2 or 3 hours ago is that's been pulled down. Nobody's talking about those kind of numbers anymore. But nonetheless, long-term deal, lots of money. Going back to the Packers. Also, Davante Adams officially franchise tagged now, so he's going back to Green Bay. What does that mean for the Detroit Lions? I think that's a tough thing for the Lions, but I'm not sold that this is Green Bay's division. I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm not willing to concede the division yet.
I first looked at that announcement in terms of the 4 years, $200 million. I thought it was a soccer deal. I said, is that Ronaldo's contract? What the hell? That's BS. It's fake news. No, but I think it's still Green Bay's division. I think it still will be their division. But to your point, I don't expect them to go far into the playoffs. I'm not looking at them like not only are they going to win the NFC North, but they're my front runner to go to the Super Bowl. They're my second to go to the NFC Championship. Something about Aaron last year in that playoff had me look more into his past playoff performances, and you're like, there's something there. There's something that happens to him, and once it gets to January. Something happens in January. Something happens in Green Bay. Can't get it done, and last year was bad.
That first round draft choices, those quarterbacks are going to come off the board in the first round. There's not going to be many left. And you might get that guy Bailey Zappi left, in the second, third, fourth round, but everyone else is going to be gone, including
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder, I think, will be gone.
Yeah.
And Braylon, I think you made the point beautifully earlier. Feel free if you want to restate it as well. With the Jacksonville Jaguars placing the franchise tag on offensive tackle, left tackle Cam Robinson, you made the point that your belief that the Lions should proceed with the fact that Jacksonville indeed looks like they're going to take Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, they've been talking about drafting Aiden Hutchinson pretty much all season. He's in your backyard up the street at Ann Arbor. Played a tremendous season. You need defensive players. You need a stud. You need a guy to get to the quarterback. This is a guy that we've been talking about. This is a guy that has the measurables at the combine. You weren't the only one looking at him. Jacksonville was Jacksonville. The fact that they franchised a left tackle, nobody's drafting a tackle in the first pick that's going to be a right tackle. You're drafting guys that had to be a left tackle. They franchise their guy. They're going after Aiden Hutchinson. They need a guy to get to the quarterback. They, like we talked about, Hendricks last year with Cincinnati. Aaron Donald, insert defensive lineman here, that defensive lineman play in the playoff. To be in the mix at the end of the year, got to have a guy that can get up the quarterback and disrupt the downflow, and that's Aiden Hutchinson. So Detroit Lions, he's not going to be there. So you got to, who's number 2? What are you going to try to do with this pick? Are we trading, or is it Kayvon Thibodeau? Go after it now, because Aiden ain't going to be there.
Boom. I mean, that's a pretty – I think that's a prevailing theme right now from a lot of people that Hutchinson's going to go to the Jags.
We'll find out. Coming up in April.
Dynamite drop-in, Donnie.
Dynamite.
That's fantastic. Monty.
Just imagine. It's all about the right place, right time. Look at Aiden Hutchinson going into the season last year. He goes into the season last year. He only had 3 sacks.
We'll find out.
Shut up. Aiden Hutchinson only had 3 sacks going into last season. Going to the season last year, 3 sacks, 3 or 4, 3.5, I want to say. David Ojabo was on the show, the demonstration team the year before that, the show team. Now all of a sudden, 14.5 sacks, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, and now he's about to be the number 1 draft pick overall. If you would have told him that, he wouldn't have believed you.
It's incredible stuff. Guys, we're going to get to Masters videos of the day. We'll do it next. Armani and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Who's ever gone foaling? You ever gone to the foaling warehouse in Hamtramck, Michigan? I see a bunch of hands raised up. They got a championship club right here in Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermati. Get out there to the Foaling Warehouse, home of the original football bowling game. Host your corporate party, a team building event, or just go out there with family and friends. Couple ways to play: $10 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. 10 of your friends for $120 for 2 hours. Get your drink on as well. Multiple full bars, 100 beers and more, and the $2 mystery beer machine. How about some food? Bring your own food in. Have a picnic. The place is huge. You can spread out. Enjoy yourself. Have the food delivered as well. They don't mind. They just want you to go and get your foal on. Check them out at foalingwarehouse.com.
You definitely could fit a football field inside.
You can.
Foaling, it's a huge place. Planet Fitness, time to get back in shape. It is still early in the year. It is March, and guess what? Planet Fitness is ready for you because your fitness is essential. Home of the judgment-free zone. Who doesn't want to work out and just chill and be in your own world, not have people point staring? You can do that at Planet Fitness. Also, only $10 a month.
Only $10.
Only $10.
Only $10.
Sam. And Ryan, only $10
Oh my
man.
gosh.
$22.99 for the black card, the big card, and Maz. What does that black card allow you to do?
First of all, it's a judgment-free zone, so Terry can walk around with his 2-pound weights. Doesn't matter. But the black card gets you unlimited tanning.
Loose lips.
Gives you actually the hydro water chair, the massage chair. Get in there, locker room, shower access, and of course, access to over 2,000 locations. Anywhere there's a Planet Fitness, you can walk in as long as you have that black card and bring somebody with you.
Man, you talking about over 2,000 locations. That means there's one by you. Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential.
Ooh-wee. Time now.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
MLB Lockout Day number 97 and counting. I just want to put up the latest from John Heyman. Put up the tweet.
Wouldn't this be day
Put up
one?
the last tweet from John Heyman for me, Alex, and then my man Ryan can read it. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right,
read that
here's this.
for me.
Players Union agreed to allow Major League Baseball to ban shifts, implement a pitch clock, and make bases larger in 2023. Subject to those agreements fitting into a total deal, Union has also rejected robo-umps for 22-23 seasons. MLB goal to be able to streamline the process and add excitement to the game. I understand that. Love the fact that they're going to ban shifts. Most leagues have an illegal defense. This would be that in baseball.
Now that was the rules one. Do you have the other tweet I had there for you?
Robert Manfred.
The last one that I asked for, or not really?
I just hate this lockout stuff, man.
Just go to the videos, man.
I can go to the video, but baseball's meeting today. They're hoping to get a
For
deal
what?
done today because they're hoping to get a
They're
deal
not
done
getting
today.
anything done
They're
today.
getting closer.
They ain't getting it done.
They're getting closer.
I read Robert Manfred's letter. It was such BS.
Thanks, Alex.
Such BS.
By the way, if they don't make a deal today, it'll be another week of games that they cancel. You're up to date on baseball. Let's take you back to 1971. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, the fight of the century, they called it. Madison Square Garden. Everybody was anybody was at this fight. Ali just fresh out of jail to fight this fight, to get back going. And Joe Frazier takes him down, unfortunately, if you're an Ali fan like me.
How are you not?
Last time Ali would wear those red shorts.
And here comes the boom.
Right there.
Oh.
And
Bing.
there. Smoking Joe Frazier wins it in, I think it was a unanimous decision. It might have been a split decision. He did win it, became the heavyweight champion of the world. Ali would fight him 2 more times, win them both, including the Thriller in Manila.
Wow.
I hated that he lost that fight. I hated that he went to jail, man. It was
terrible.
It was
But you know
terrible.
what?
They
He
stole those
stood on
years.
his laurels. He stood.
Yeah.
There's a guy that gave up everything
For
to
the
do
people.
that.
For the people. They
How
knocked
about
it.
this guy? You ever play two-hand touch in the street, throwing the
course.
football around, especially in New Jersey? I'd be, all right, go to the Cadillac, make a ride into the Buick. Look at this
And he gave
poor
him some-
bastard going out for a pass. Watch this.
I saw this. This is
yeah.
great.
Oh, that SUV gets in the way.
Big fella.
Look at the big fella, right?
Oh.
It runs into a little SUV.
When do you think that happened?
Balls
Like
coming
3 weeks ago to make its way here?
Probably.
You know?
Probably.
Flag on the play. He got there a little early.
Hey, let's go to 1970s again. You know how I love the 70s.
Sure.
Do you remember?
Love the
Well, you
70s.
guys won't remember. I do. I remember this open on CBS for the NBA when they would have a game. Check this out, folks. I know I'm old, but check this out.
You're not that old.
Give it all you got, take your very best shot, and may the best team win. The time is now.
This is a professional league.
No, it's not.
Look,
This is
That's why Jerry Buss,
like roller derby.
Jerry Buss's advisor said, I think the NBA is not even going to be in existence in 5
yep.
years.
He tried the weasel Jack Kent Cook. Look at this.
That is horrible.
That's beautiful.
Where's the logo?
This is terrible.
Listen to that jingle.
like
Well,
roller
that's
derby.
basketball in the 70s. This is basketball today. Russell Westbrook putting on a little show in the pregame. Or was he?
What's he doing?
Oh my
Whoops.
God. He's trying to throw a oop
He's
off the
trying to-
backboard.
He's trying. Oh,
So
Slipped out of his
oh.
hand. Slipped
Oh,
out
my.
of his hand.
Oh my!
Ooh-wee.
So two things. One, Russ, you need to be at the free throw line and warm-ups. You don't need to be dunking all free throws. Two, what do you make of all the criticism he's getting, Ryan and Matt?
Hate it. Hate it. I think Russell Westbrook
Oh,
has
his
been one of
family
the,
is getting creamed.
I think Russell Westbrook's been one of the most talented players for 13 years.
And done completely right by the league as a player, as
Seriously.
an ambassador, on and off the field. I understand criticism.
Doesn't open his mouth, doesn't say a thing.
Yeah.
He's been doing it the right way. People attack, man. It's a crappy business.
Yeah.
It's a crappy business because you got jerks. Just go ahead and write in somebody's story and put it out there for the world and making people believe this guy's a bum. This guy is not a bum.
Like, legitimately, Skip Bayless has been calling him Westbrick on air for 6 years, and that's not his name. His wife snapped in. I understand criticism, but
Terrible,
They go a little
When he
far.
got that triple-double record last year and they had that video for him, and his family's on that video. I mean, that's a nice guy, man. He's one of the nicer guys. I just wish he wouldn't have fallen into LeBron's clutches. Because LeBron ruined him. That's all I got to say.
LeBron James.
That's all I got to say.
That was tough. Like, bring him in there. I mean, it never was going to work. But you can't tell LeBron James that he can't do something, because then he's really going to want to do it and prove you wrong, and it's never got out the gates. And I think it is the demise of both of them this year, at least.
Do you guys remember well, I know you remember it. It was a fun game with Regis Philbin. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, God.
Man, that was
a
a game.
must-see TV.
John Carpenter, back in 1999, this happened. Wow, that long ago, became the first millionaire on TV, and he dropped the mic. Do you remember this?
I do remember it.
Check
Yeah,
this
I
out.
watched it live.
This was
Horror
awesome.
movie
This was awesome. No, not the horror movie.
Which of these U.S. presidents appeared on the television series Laugh-In? Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford.
I'd like to call my parents right now.
Sure.
Use my lifeline, call my parents.
What are their names?
My father. I'll talk to my father.
Does he have a
Tom.
name?
He
Tom,
does
okay.
have a name, yes, Tom.
All right. Our friends at AT&T will get your dad on the line, and we'll see if he can help you.
Hello?
Hello, Tom.
Yes.
Hi, Regis Philbin here from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hi.
We've got your son, John, with us right now. He's doing pretty well.
Good.
He's won $500,000.
Wow.
And he's going for $1 million. And he needs your help to get there. So
Okay.
he's going to come on the line, read a question, 4 possible answers. One of them is the right answer. And the next voice you hear will be John's. John, you've got 30 seconds. Starts right now.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I don't really need your help, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Because the U.S. president appeared on Laugh-In as Richard Nixon, that's my final answer.
Well, My gosh. What can I say except, Debbie, you're going to Paris, and this is the final answer heard all around the world. He's won $1 million.
Hey, that's as close to like a sporting event
That was awesome.
on a game show as you're going to get.
And I remember because they taped that show but play it as live.
Yeah.
And they drummed up all the excitement for it. So everybody knew that tuned in. This guy was going to win the $1 million that night.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
The funniest thing about that is he's about to win $1 million, and he knows the answer. He's certain. But for $1 million, I don't care if the answer was 1 + 1. I wouldn't answer that fast. I'd have been like, all right, hold on, 1 + 1 now.
Well, he was running out of time there.
Do you know I was a lifeline for somebody
You
on
were?
the show?
Get out of here.
Yeah. Do you know our friend Lori Shields? Remember Lori?
No.
For the Red Wings. She worked for the Red Wings. She won her such $64,000 on the
Really?
show.
Did you help?
You were
I
the
didn't
left
get a
side?
call from Regis. My guy didn't need me, but I was standing. I was on standby.
What were you doing?
I was going to do sports, movies, whatever.
No,
the
but
hell.
like, what were you doing?
I just sat there and waited until they're done with the taping.
By the rotary phone?
Right by the rotary phone.
By the rotary phone.
Right by my phone. Yeah, I waited.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, once the show taping was over, I got the call, hey, I didn't need you, man. So it's okay.
Oh, my God.
But I was there. I was a lifeline. I would have loved to have gotten
God,
on.
that's so
That was
awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, very
Wow.
good, man. It's good stuff, man. Braylon, get us out of here. Big day today.
Another big day and breaking news, man. Stay with us. More to come. We'll keep our eye on Davante.
Hey, smash that like button
Also,
for us, by the way, if you can.
Please.
Smash the like button. Hit it for us hard. If you're watching on YouTube. Sorry.
Ermani, Maz. Got Adam Baydoun in the studio. What's going on, buddy?
Baydoun,
Stick.
baby.
Woodward Sports Network. This is what we do. Sam. That's my guy over there, Alex. That's the bottom line. Oh, the bottom line is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, it's WrestleMania.
He's going against
WrestleMania.
KO. That's the real bottom line, because you know who said so.
Over 4 minutes left in overtime. Seems like this has been tight all the way. Cade for 3. And it's through! The long gun goes for Cade Cunningham. And the Pistons go up 1-0.